Does every student need reciprocal teaching? No, they don't. But I know students who are poor comprehenders and who don't self-monitor. It could be an ideal approach for them because you need to self-monitor to generate the clarification of concepts, of vocab, and also to generate the questions. It is the opportunity for teaching and practicing those essential strategies. So a student that I know needs that, I might choose the instructional approach of reciprocal teaching. And my other goal for this student is to develop summarising skills. Again, something that I know, reciprocal teaching is an instructional approach that will help meet that. If we jump over to here, what is my evidence going to be? I've called this student Chris, and I've said Chris will generate a minimum of one question in each reciprocal teaching session. In my strategy, over the 4 or 5 weeks I know I'm going to have reciprocal 4 times, and at each time this student is going to generate at least one question, and they can't generate a question unless they're doing some level of monitoring. So there's a direct link from my goal to my teaching strategy to my evidence. Again, this student will add to or answer other students' questions or clarifications. I want to see that at least twice. You might feel more. It's just you'll choose and adapt that to what you feel is suitable for that student. And again, in reciprocal, I'll be able to see that, and I've created the opportunity for it. My other evidence, this student will independently provide an oral summary of a paragraph, and I want to see that twice, and they'll independently locate a topic sentence in a non-fiction text, predict the content, because that links to being able to summarise, having a sense of what is this paragraph about, what is the main information in it going to be. But again, I can't jump from the goal to the gathering of the evidence unless, what are the strategies, what is the scaffolding, what are the opportunities, what's the strategy that I'm going to put in place to support that learning. I've talked to you about I'm planning to have reciprocal teaching 4 times in the period of this learning log, and I want Chris, the student, to articulate his learning goals and record them. That's an approach that I'm using to be sure that he knows and he's conscious and aware of what he's actually doing and what the expectations are on him as a learner. You could argue that that could go over here in the evidence. I'm also going to do some small group work around locating keywords and summarising at the sentence level. I'm going to do it in a small group work, and then there's going to be some partner work where they think, pair, share. Summarising at the sentence level, because if I go straight to paragraph level or text level, maybe too big a jump for this student. As the teacher, I'm going to model a read aloud, think aloud at the paragraph level on summarising a paragraph. And we're going to do group oral work around identifying topic sentences, predicting main ideas, reading it, and then doing a summary at the paragraph level. So that my teaching, I'm teaching, scaffolding, supporting, and my instructional approach is matched to here. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Okay. We used reciprocal teaching last time as a focus or a lens for our discussion, and it was around what is the student doing, what is their level of engagement, and what evidence do we have of their learning through what they say, make, write and do. And we recorded for individuals, and we also were then able to look at a comparison of how the group went as a cohort. And we looked and talked about what does the student know now that they didn't know before, and what can they do that they didn't do before. The other thing, when we observed some teaching on reciprocal teaching, our second look was we looked at the role of the teacher. What did the teacher actually do? And we analysed together and looked at what did we think the teacher did that was powerful and effective. And then here's where the challenge was, and because we didn't know the teacher We could depersonalise it very easily, but we looked at and challenged ourselves on what were the things that we felt were not done really well. And I know one of the things one group said was they felt the teachers spoke over the students a couple of times. And in our enthusiasm, we might do that. But through looking at those two lenses of what did the students do, what did the teacher do, it has implications for all of us that we can reflect on the individual level about what good practice looks like, and at the team level and at the school level. I've got typed up for you the responses of the two groups in relation to what the students were doing and the teacher was doing. So we're going to have a look at that now and then get some feedback from you.